What's up, YouTube? It's Dark Magician Duelist here, and I'm here with my buddy Tophies, aka Bach Miscellaneous, aka whatever he's calling himself now. But anyway, we are here to talk about our top 5 most hated decks of all time. I have put thought into my list, and I have a feeling that he has put some thought into his list too. And so, what we're going to do is go ahead and explain what our top 5 most hated decks are and why we hate them. So I'm going to let Tophies start off. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Tophies. I think I'm pronouncing
Yeah,
that
you're
right.
good, you're good.
Okay, so my number 5 most hated deck of all time is Cyphrames because they're just so stunny and they just spam themselves out for no reason. And I'm just trying to chaos max you to death, and you're just like summon and negate, and I just have to keep swinging, and then they finally get into their Omega, and then they banish like my cards in my hand, and then I just can't play, and it makes me very, very sad. It's not my most hated deck, but it's just weird having to play against that deck. It's just spammy. I'm not really in favor of it too much. Kind of annoying. But yeah, Cyphrames are my number 5 most hated deck.
Yeah, alright, so before I start my list, I did put thought into it, but it seems like a more politically correct list, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't mean it to be like that. These are just typically the decks that really annoy me, because I don't get very angry at a lot of decks. Alright, so number 5 would be Zoo. Obviously, I think everybody kind of hates Zoo for the very reason that it just comes back every turn. Like, you can Dark Hole their board, you can Raigeki their board, and next turn, oh look, I got another Emerald with Dryden. Like, they just keep coming back over and over. It doesn't matter how many resources you put into stopping them. Like, they'll just keep returning over and over. Like, just really annoying that they do that. It's so consistent, and then just overlay over something. Like, you don't even need 2 level 4s. It's just like, yeah, free ring 4. And it's like, what? Really? But yeah, brief and quick. That's the gist of it.
All right. This is going to be really repetitive, but Zoo is actually my number 4 because for the many reasons that you mentioned, it's just like summon Emerald, shuffle back, spam out again, make Broad Bowl, Emerald, and then do the same plays over and over and over and over again. And then summon Dryden and pass, and like,
Yeah.
it's just, I can't say anything that you already haven't said. The deck is just too fast, and it's just annoying. That is my number 4. Your number 4, sir, or your
Alright,
number?
so my number 4, like, I guess full-powered Monarchs. I'm naming these decks at the peak of their power, regardless of what hits have been done in the previous formats. So, like, Monarchs, when they first came out, and it's like Stormforth, the Kaiju. It was basically getting Kaiju, really. That's all it is. It's getting Kaiju. It was annoying. Stormforth, of course, Pantheism is super consistent. Obviously, they hit that to 1 for obvious reasons.
Well, hold on, sir. To be fair,
Domain just locks you down.
to be fair, sir, what are they doing with 1 Pantheism? Bring it back to 2, please. Like, at least 2. The deck is doing... You can ban Stormforth. I'm all for banning Stormforth. But just give us our consistency card back, man. Like, Allure of Darkness just doesn't cut it. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I just wanted to say that. But go ahead.
Oh, I know. No, you're good. That's justified. I know Allure is not the same as Pantheism.
No, it is definitely not.
But yeah, 2 is understandable. I still see that understandable.
But anyway.
I mean, yeah, like the combo Domain and March is pretty annoying. Like, basically, you're only out to Monarch at some point would probably be Kaijus. But the reason they're number 4 is just because sometimes some decks won't struggle as much with Domain Monarchs as like others would. Like, if you're running something more fun, like like we were talking about the last time, Luna Lights. Like, see, once they summoned out Zabort, like the game was literally over. There's no point in continuing. Yep. You don't have anything to get rid of that. So it's just forget it.
Or better yet, when they Mega Caius your Cat Dancer.
Yeah, the Banish.
Yeah.
I know.
That card does come in clutch.
That's why they're my number 4. I still don't hate them that much.
Yeah, Mega Caius though does come in clutch when it comes to like DDDs and stuff, because they can banish like their Siegfrieds and stuff. Speaking of DDDs, they are my number 3 most hated deck of all time. Literally, I do not hate this deck at all except for Siegfried. Siegfried just left like a bad taste in my mouth, and I never liked him. I just never did. Like, the free negate of a spell per turn, a face-up spell at all, like, the thing about face-up spells is that Siegfried can actually negate it from hand too, because like if it's spell speed 1, when it's face up, like before it resolves, Siegfried can negate it and make it like not work. So it's just that he can negate stuff like Regeki and Darkhold and stuff. And with a deck that can make Hope Harbinger as well, so you can basically negate like 2 spell cards per turn. And as a fellow Lunalight player, you know that when you negate spells and Lunalight players can't come back from that. At least not until we get Crimson Fox. Like you can't come back from having your polys negated. Like, sorry, there's just no way to do that. But anyway, DDDs are my number 3 because Siegfried.
Alright, so my number 3 is a Kaiju, like any Kaiju variants, like heavy Kaiju variants though is what I mean, not like 2 gammas and a sticky. I think that's fine. I think it's a necessary evil at this point. But when it's like, in my Kaiju engine, and it's like 3 gamma, 3 sticky. What's the name of that big thunder one? I can't remember. But you know what I'm saying? Like running like 6 to 8 Kaijus, and it's like, whoa, you need to chill. It's ridiculous. Like you're just literally tributing everything I have at this point. Like I don't even know how you're gonna attack for game. So many Kaijus in the deck, and Kaijus like are good. I like Kaijus for the game because they really get rid of
problem.
But when you're using such a huge Kaiju engine, it gets to the point where you're being cancerous now. Very short and simple, like just big Kaiju engines and decks, like big Kaiju variants are terrible.
Yeah, I can definitely understand because Kaijus are the bane of Chaos Max Dragon's existence. They're just I summon my big ritual monster, which already takes resources, and then you're just gonna throw a turtle on top of it. Like, no, don't do that. That's not right, man. I summoned Chaos Max, so I should win the game. That's how that should work. But I understand your frustration. Anyway, on to my number 2, Tellark Knights. I'm sorry, but if you normal summon a monster and then special summon an overlay for a rank 4 and then set 4 and pass, no. Heavy Storm is not legal. Twin Twisters is like a 2 of in most decks. That should not be a thing. I'm sorry. No. You should not be able to set a Torrential, a Bottomless, a Quaking Mirror Force, and Storming Mirror Force and pass turn. No, that's not right. That's like illegitimate gaming strategy. I'm sorry, dog, but it's so And then the fact that D Barrier is a card too, which that deserves its own video. But they can abuse D Barrier too. Nah, dog. I can't do that deck. Too many back row. And then Trevere, of course, the ultimate compulse of anything ever, like the ultimate compulsory evacuation device. He's in a category of his own. But yeah, Tellark Knights have never been my favorite deck. That's why it's at my number 2. Just never liked it. Never will.
Right. So my number 2 is Cyphrames, and I know you already named them, but I really don't like Cyphers because I feel like it's arguable. It's a completely different debate, whether Yu-Gi-Oh takes skill or not. It's a completely different topic and video we can make. But for the sake of this, let's say Yu-Gi-Oh does take a certain amount of skill. Well, I think Cyphers would be the most skillless deck out there. It's literally reacting to what your opponent does, like so douchey. Like summon, okay, I get to alpha, or like what was getting splashed into? Was it Gamma? Gamma was getting splashed into like different decks just for free negation.
Yeah.
And it's just really all it does is negate. It doesn't push for. It's just a bad deck. It's not really a good deck at all. Nobody would ever agree that it's a good deck. Even Cyphering players know it's a bad deck. So you know the deck is trashy.
It's
but
just
you
like
said plenty, so that's my take on it.
It's just like playing a bunch of monsters that work like trap cards.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I understand because it's so spammy and just like everything I do, you just special summon and blow it up or burn me for something. Like no. Stop it. Don't do that. But anyway, my number 1 most hated deck of all time, and this is going to come as a shock to some people, is absolutely 100% undefeatable full power Monarchs. Like, when They had when they had
Explain.
three when they had three Stormforth, this deck was just no, no. When they had three Stormforth and like three Ether, they could literally say every single turn, Stormforth, sack for Erebus. Or not Erebus, but Ether. They could just be like, set Stormforth, pass turn. Oh, you're gonna activate something? Chain Stormforth, banish Monarch spell or trap from grave, Ether. Pop with Karaz, draw two every single turn. Like, why? Don't do that. Escalation is like a whole different deal. Like, the fact that Escalation is even a card and you can just like summon an Erebus on your opponent's turn as soon as they summon something. If you don't already have like Domain up, as soon as they put something out that like Crystal Wing that takes like a lot of, resources to make, they're just like sack, summon Erebus, shuffle that back to your deck, and you just wasted all that resource for nothing. Like, there's so much to hate about this deck, but I love it, probably because I'm not that nice of a person in real life. Just kidding, I'm a very nice person, but it's just, I will give them this. The deck has done literally nothing since Pantheism got limited, and I feel like it does need to go back to at least two. Not three, because it's busted at three, but if Konami would be very nice and ban Stormforth and give us back another Pantheism, like, I would be forever grateful and I would literally never complain about them as a company again. Because that's just something that Monarchs need that they really don't have. Anyway,
Yes.
Full Power Monarchs is my most hated deck.
So, my most hated deck, and this has always been my most hated deck, because, oh my god. Since it came out, I didn't like it. Magus Specters. I think everyone can replicate those feelings. Magus Specters. Like, you can't board wipe them at all. They're just immune to that. You can't get rid of them. Like, yeah, they're easy to get over battle. But what about the, like, 4 back row that they set when they're summoned? It's like, what? You get free, like, basically Solums, and you don't, if you can manage to somehow get a monster on board without them just, like, see, I forget the names. I don't know if it's Tempest or the other one. I don't know which one's, like, the counter that's really good. But, they get rid of everything. They negate your summons. They destroy your and then they just come back the next turn, too. The only thing that I did like that they did is that Kieran wasn't really playable in its own archetype. Imagine if they had Kieran as another resource. That would just be, nuts, ridiculous. But Magus Specters, they're just the most disgusting creatures in the game. And I love the artwork, but their effects are fugly. And that's my take on Magus Specters. How can I get back to